Welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Stacy if you're new here, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I've read recently. I have been in the middle of a couple of different series and kind of jumping back and forth. I know that sounds quite crazy, but the first book series that I've been reading is Harry Potter. I read all of the books when I was like elementary school, middle school, high school. I read them all within the entire time that the books were being released, the movies were being made. I read them all multiple times. I would reread a book before the movie came out and then reread the previous book before the next book came out. And I probably read the first several books at least 6-7 times. And I haven't read any of them basically since high school, since the last book came out, the last movie came out. And I thought that it would be a fun reread for the year. I've been listening to them from an audiobook, and I've been just listening to them as I get them, as they become available to me on Libby, because I don't really want to pay for any books right now. That's just not a financial priority, which is totally cool because library books are a wonderful option, game changer. So I just finished the Goblet of Fire, which is the 4th book in the series. There were just a couple of different things. I haven't seen the movies in a couple of years. I've definitely seen them recently, more recent than I've read the books, but I don't remember certain things like Hermione's house elf activism and all of that. I don't remember that being in the movie. They probably didn't put that in the movie. I know for sure there was a part where Dobby gave Harry the gillyweed for the Triwizarding tournament trial, the one where he had to swim underwater. I think it was the second trial. But in the movie, I believe Neville gave it to him. And those were just a couple of differences that I just remembered off the top of my head. If I really wanted to spot the differences between the movies and the books, I would read the book and then watch the movie. But I don't like doing that anymore because I like to appreciate movies for book to movie adaptations as they are and not compare them to the books as much. Because when I was reading all of the Harry Potter books back in the day, I pretty much just sat there and compared all of it, and then the movie was completely ruined for me. I did the opposite with the Divergent series. I watched all of the movies and then read the books, which I loved doing it that way. The books were awesome too. That was many years ago. So right now I am just waiting on the next Harry Potter book, which actually I think just became available in my library, which is pretty awesome. So I'll probably start reading that tomorrow, or I might finish the book I'm currently reading, which is just a rom-com. But the next series that I've been working through for the past several months is the Pretty Little Liars series. I actually watched the entirety of the TV show as it was like aired on TV many years ago when I was in high school. So I'll sometimes rewatch it here and there. I've probably watched it 3, 4, 5 different times over the years, and last year I rewatched it, and it inspired me to read the books. So it's been an interesting ride reading the books. I had read the first 2 because I own them on my Barnes & Noble Nook account, which is their version of the Kindle basically, and I totally forgot that I had them, and I thought I had the entire complete series, but I didn't, which is fine. So I've been just getting the books from Libby, and they're not very popular, so they're pretty quick to get. And so the very first book is like a prequel. It's from Allie's point of view, and it just kind of gives a ton of weird background that's not in the show at all. And also, the series begins when the girls are in 6th grade, whereas the TV show begins when they're in like 8th or 9th. I think it's 9th grade. And then there's like this whole plot twist where Allie's has the twin, and then they've switched, and then they're both evil. It's been quite the wild ride. but they don't find that out until like several books in. I'm on like book 12, I think, and around book 10, after Mona has been named A, and Mona ends up dying. There's a bunch of characters that just are dead in the series that continued on as main characters in the TV show, and then there's a bunch of characters that didn't exist in the TV show that are like somewhat main characters in the books. And it's been very interesting. Right now, at this point, I don't know who A is. It's almost a brand new series from where I am in the books compared to the TV show. I mean, unless they want to unless the plot twist of who A was in the end with Spencer's twin that nobody knew existed is something in the book series. I don't know. But either way, I don't know where it's going, and it's actually a lot of fun reading it that way. And it's a quick read for me because it's just it's a YA book series, so it's an easy read. And that's what I've been reading on my e-reader at night before I go to sleep. And I usually read several pages before I fall asleep. So another book series I started is called Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I don't know if that's the name of the entire series, but that's just the first book. And it's been really interesting. So it started off in this like dystopian world where they live in Mars for whatever reason, and the main character is drilling to make Mars habitable. But then there is a plot twist and the series takes a whole turn. It almost feels like a Maze Runner meets Hunger Games almost. I'm not a big fan of Hunger Games, but just knowing the general plot where they're being watched and it's like a game show competition kind of thing, but they're kind of like in a forest maze thing, kind of. I don't know, but either way, it's been really good. I've only read the first book, and I just haven't gone back to the second book, but I am excited to read it when I do come back to it, because the series is intriguing enough that I just want to know where it's going. Why did the plot twist take it to like a Hunger Games-esque type dystopian world? Plus, I just love dystopian worlds, so it's been a lot of fun to read. And I've just been going back and forth through a bunch of different rom-coms. I just went through Libby and took my library's recommendations of the different romance books, and the current one I'm reading, it's like Here for the Wrong Reasons. I don't remember who it's by, but it's basically a Bachelor-esque game show, TV show, reality show, where you are hearing from two of the female cast perspectives. So it's a female cast with a male bachelor, if you will. And I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen is the two female perspectives that you're getting are the ones who are going to end up together in the end, not have anything to do with the male bachelor. So it's been cute so far. Interesting. It took me a while to like process whose perspectives I was listening to, because I listen to it on audiobook while I drive. Alright, so those are all of the books that I've been reading lately. If you enjoyed this type of video, please comment the books that you've been reading lately and consider liking and subscribing. I post a lot of fitness and lifestyle content, just talking about different things that I enjoy doing, like reading. I like plants, I like Disney. I just have several different interests, but I also like to share what I'm doing. I like to crochet and different crafts and things like that. So please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.